Swinging shields are broke. Every night takes every stroke. For glory, honor for the land. Fighting side by side, hand in hand. Raise your voice, sing it loud. For the brave and for the proud. Friday night fights. Friday night fights. Blue or red, who cares tonight? Friday night fights. Friday night fights. Friday night fights. Blue or red, who cares tonight? Friday night fights.
I'm gonna have a controller problem, so I'm gonna just please stand by.
Friday night's begun. Pick a side or place your bets. Still, no regrets. Friday night fights. Friday night fights. Underneath the city lights. Friday night fights. Friday night fights. Who will win tonight? Crimson banners in the air. A silent promise of despair for the losing side tonight. Bathed in neon lights. Pick a side or place your bets. Steel on steel, no regrets. Friday night fights. Friday night fights. Underneath the city lights. Friday night fights. Friday night fights. Who will win tonight?
All right, so let's see if this fixes these. Oh, let me turn this down. Just want to make sure my sound is working. All right, you can see today we have a battle between HKG and Chivalry. I'm sorry, Shiv Cartel CK in Chivalry 2's premier competition format, Friday Night Fights. Appreciate these clans always giving me an opportunity to commentate these awesome matches. You can see the pregame prayer, all of the Agathians standing at the ready to eat that delicious looking turkey in the back row. So it looks like there's some sort of ceremony going on, perhaps paying homage to this kingly looking fellow. It looks as though Agatha will be manned by HKG. We're going to very quickly take a look who's playing tonight. Nildane for CK, Sun God. I can't read that name. HKG Beaker. Lig Mamama. Maybe this is a bad mistake. Whatever. Rabbit. Another veteran making appearance. Full of passion.
LOL.
HKG Tron. Tron is a good one. Hold on, let's hold on, I gotta see. I gotta fix my technical issues here, people. Oh, Vibes, hey, welcome in. Okay. Good. Alright, so I think it's gonna be maybe, I don't know, I thought Immense said that maybe, what is going on? Maybe CK was gonna be fighting down some players, just because they are one of the more experienced teams. However, that is subject to change as the teams warm up in the pit. See the dead bodies piling up. Agathian spilling Agathian blood. The maps tonight, I believe, are going to be, let's see here. It's Rudehelm, and Gallencourt. So I don't know if it's that order. We might have Gallencourt first. But as the teams prepare to get ready, let's take a look here. So for CK, Roberto Calamari, Sun God Balls Mahoney, Glomby, not sure who that is. Be some new members for CK here. Uncle Drew, Crowbar, Omek, Sheets, Krita, MJ Holy Armor, Shawnee Salami, Lord Touch Me, CK Revenge, Nildane, Jambo, Michael 4, DC, DSY, Insane Jester, and Shroud. Going against HKG Crip, HKG Apollo, Doopy Game, Guts, HKG1, Not a Cookie Man, HKG Rabbit, HKG Granny, good to see Granny get in with a clan, HKG Archon II, who I believe may be the leader of this group, HKG Chronicle, HKG Mysterio, saw big plays from Mysterio the last couple HKG matches, HKG Rabbit, HKG Dutch, HKG Noble, HKG Zephiz. Zephiz, of course, excellent hip thrusts in a past match. Had a pretty good showdown with, I believe it was Sauce Codes or Detest. HKG Grizzly rather. HKG Tron, HKG Ghost 1, HKG Mad Lad, HKG Galdor, HKG Zunal, Malbec 69, OG Flutterbug, and Lig X Mamama. Now, it looks like CK17 may have jumped in as we get closer to what will at least be a 20 on 20 plus. I'm not sure, we'll see here. Apollo asking, can 3 engineers be allowed? I don't see why not. Undead Dirge warming up against Grizzly. Let's check out some of the pregame outfits. Apollo, not afraid to blend black and blue. A lot of colors going on there. Gold, blue, black. Trimmed a little blood red. Very bold statements. HKG Beaker. I guess he's a beaker because he has a beak. One will never know. CK Shroud. Wow, this really sticks out in that green. I'm green with envy. CK Roberto Calamari. Do you think he covers his face because it looks like a shriveled calamari? Not a cookie man. What is going on here? Okay, let's not interrupt those two. Whatever is going on there. Fast. I cannot say that name. What is that? Facet? Oh, facetious lie. Oh my god. Okay. Facetious lie. Damn, you need a fucking college degree to read this person's name. OG Flutterbug. Oh, I like that get up. Oh, I like that. The black with the red. Alright, so it looks like we are about to get started.
It's the Velvet the Hammer.
Welcome in. Welcome in, Cal. Thanks for stopping by. We are about to get started here with round one. Thank you. We're all gonna thank the. We're all gonna thank the. Gosh. We're gonna thank the Friday Night Fights band. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Thank
this
you,
is the main event of
what is
the
happening?
evening. And now,
Someone messed up the server.
it's time!
Thank you, Bruce Buffer. It is almost time, I believe. No, the band does not want to stop playing. Thank you. All right. Okay, now for real this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
Alright, so it
I'm
looks
underscore
as though
Mustache. Said.
Hey, Mr. J, what up,
Spectator
man?
slash commentator.
So it looks like the server might be slightly messed up since it switched to dual yard. So I believe they're going to fix the map rotation, and then we will let Bruce Buffer once again violate. Oh, wait, was it violate the DCMA? I need that too. So stand by, get your snacks, get your drinks. Put on your comfortable clothes. We are
I'm underscore
about
Mustache.
to get started.
Said.
Welcome in,
At work,
Mr. J.
feels like it's been forever.
It has. I have been dealing with been playing the game IRL, and I've been losing, so I have to dedicate more time to winning. So this is my precious vacation.
I'm underscore Mustache. Said.
Friday Night Fights.
LUL.
So we are going to get started here. We're going to fire up the band once again while we let the server load up. What do we got going today? All right, stand by.
Under moonlight scene, nights in shine are feeling mean. Gleaming swords and heavy steady stride. Two clans fight, no place to hide. Fight night under neon skies. Armor gleams and battle cries. Blood and sweat, no compromise. Warriors clash, the legend flies. Midnight roars, they draw their blade. In this fight, no backing fade. Clashing titans in the fog. Victory's path, the only slog. Fight night under neon skies. Armor gleams and
Okay, I feel like deja vu all over again.
no compromise. Warriors clash, the legend flies. Echoes of a valor tale. Every strike, dense chainmail. Battle high nights never pale. Shadows dark, but they prevail.
Michael galloping for joy.
Brothers clad in
Oh, Mad Lad takes out Chronicles. It's the Chronic what? Closing on, yes. The Chronic what? Closing on. Pharaoh taking a look, HKG 1. So the Edge Knights. Dutch looking like he's trying to get a little bit of love from the bandage container. Insane Jester. He's too insane to show his face. You become insane just by looking at his face. Dang! A beaker with the knife and the ale. It's a tough combo. Sort of foul treachery. Oh my god! Took a bullet for the other archer. Facetious lie, I can say his name now. It was like Face Tiao Louis? Loosely? Face Lion. Something sharp. I like that. I like that drip right there. Melbeck saying hello to 17. Did he see out of that thing? He's like, where did I go? Barely see out of this eye slit. Oh, crowbar. The old 1-2. Balls Mahoney in the fighting pit, showing the heart. Very brave. Somehow people are respecting the Bard aura. No one has struck him down yet. Oh god! Oh, that escalated quickly. That harp really did lumber over this poor guy. Oh, that was Grani. I recognize that cool grip. Like 5 seconds ago. Alright. Leave there ready. Some of the nervous energy. Uncle Drew in holy armor. Oh, Uncle Drew. Watch out for holy armor. Oh no, oh wait. Did I read that wrong? Maybe holy armor got killed by touch. competitors getting ready. Let's check out the team shot. Argon leading the way. You see the HKG Agathians. Alright, can we coordinate a team jump? They're going somewhere. They got a plan. Alright, I like these maneuvers. Practicing their pregame maneuvers. Well done. No one died. Beaker just drinking up the ale. Alright, so I think we may just be waiting for the last couple of players here. Restart the game. What? Alright, so the photo shot is over and pandemonium now reigns once again in the fighting pit. Beaker goes down. William one somehow surviving his balls. Mahoney. Oh! The sanctity of the harp broken for a second. Somehow it is protecting him from death. Oh! Okay, that's 2 shots. Can the harp prevail? This is dangerous. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! HKG Noble with the War Axe wants a piece of anyone. Swings a little bit too far though. Got to work on that range. Taken out by Apollo, his teammate. The regenerative powers of the harp have returned balls to life once again in the fight. Alright, looks like HKG is ready. Let's try that again. Alright. So it looks like Gallancourt will be first, I believe. You know what? It's been so long I don't remember. I thought maybe HKG was Agatha first, but I don't know. Alright, Bruce Buffer. What time is it really?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now, it's time!
It is indeed time. Thank you, Bruce Buffer. Let's fix the mic here. We're going to boost the mic of the announcer. Sorry about that. It's my first day. So round 1 about to begin here.
Protect the city of Gallancourt and safeguard
Oops.
Braidwood's jewels.
And round 1 underway. CK is indeed on attack, meaning the HKG clan will continue to remain Agatha. It looks like they were dressed the part during the warm-up. Let's take a look at the scoreboard here. CK running with 23, 27 members for HKG. This was agreed upon prior to the game. HKG having quite a lot of veteran players. You can see several level 1000s. Even that level 87 is actually a level 1000 for all you know. Shawnee Salami. So This, with the extra players, hopefully will be a competitive match. CK definitely has strong strategies for Galencourt. We've seen a variety of ways for them to attack. We're already seeing something different. The last few matches, we've seen a really strong focus on pressuring this right door right at the beginning. But you can see this time around, CK choosing to group up and push on the close fortification, trying to establish a line of scrimmage right around the flag here, and to see if they can't prevent some of the reinforcements from entering the field. You can see the objective area goes from blue and white to red and black. So CK doing a nice job setting up a perimeter. You can see some of the HKG members trying to flank and get into the back line. Grani, Mistero, HKG1 all doing their best, but you can see CK manages to come out on top of that initial exchange. We're going to see as they try to push up the line of scrimmage to the edge of the objective. We're going to see, can HKG get enough reinforcements into the objective to slow down that progress bar. So not enough, despite several Agathians entering the zone. Just could not get more people in the objective than the attacking Masons. We're going to follow the POV of the attack here. CK doing a nice job grouping up. HKG looking like they're not going to retreat all the way to ships, taking a stand here, trying to slow down CK's death ball. Setting up a perimeter here on the right side from the defensive perspective. CK crashing against that line, though, pushing them back. Quintero battling Rabbit. Rabbit overwhelmed by about 4 CK members. Let's see. Oh, it looks like Flutterbug actually playing with CK. My apologies. So we are going to see as the attackers progress past the ramp. HKG anticipating a strong push up front. You can see all of the CK attackers move between the ships. HKG having to rotate back, rushing to get back to the second ship. We're going to speed up the camera here. Can we get to the action? CK now entered the rear of the ship. You can see 17, Krita, Lord Touch Me, starting to create some space. Nice fire pot. 17 pushing through it, trying to push back these HKG reinforcements. You can see it looks like Omek may have lit the objective. Mistero, though, a objective player through and through, plays that engineer with that Gotendag. We've seen that before. Rotates back, able to stop the objective from burning. Nice job by CK, though, scoring one lit fuse on that back ship already. As we know, every time the fuse is lit, it's a little bit shorter, so it burns down a little bit faster. So already that back ship, something that HKG going to have to think about. It's like Soap managed to plant the objective, but several of the HKG members immediately on it. I don't know who got the defuse, but one fuse has been lit on each ship now with 554. CK opting to group up, pushing on the second level of the ship. It's like Sun God supporting DC, DSY as they rally around these barriers here, trying to push slowly now into the main HKG defense that is focusing on defending the space in front of the objective. HKG Ghost picking up Zephyz. Don't know if they see. This camera's a little bit wild. Don't know if they see. I believe that was Sun God. No, who was that? Soap. Someone sneaking in. HKG doing an outstanding job, though, maintaining the space, not allowing any of the attackers to plant the bomb. Spoke too soon, though, as Shawnee Salami able to plant the fuse against on the first ship. Now here come the barriers from Sheets. These engineers, it's like, who's the second one? Roberto Calamari also playing engineer for CK. Or maybe he's not. He's got the good. I guess he could be man at arms. But anyway, nice barriers by sheets, preventing access to that defuse space. The first ship goes down, adding some time. You can look on the scoreboard, several red names. So HK defenders falling as they try to fall back to the second ship. Here come the barriers, though, by Crip and Mistero, trying to slow down this initial pace. If they can get some defenders in front, this is a very narrow space. They may be able to thin some of these offensive ranks here, but nice job by CK. You can see a group of about 4 or 5 creating a little bit of a foothold here on the main area of the ship. Paying with it in blood, though, we're going to see Sun God now with the glaive, trying to push the defenders back, taking up the attention of the defenders long enough for 17 to help with the assist. You can see now Soap pushing the top of the objective. They have managed to plant it again. Zephys tries to get the clutch defuse, still alive, but the CK members know he's up there, and Jambo finishes him off. HKG, nice job trying to get the objective, but CK, once they were able to push past that line of barriers and the initial defensive line, you can see they were able to grab hold of the objective and not let go. So CK, very formidable once they've taken space, very good at fighting as a group, and even if they're not getting kills, they're very good at staying alive long enough to maintain numbers. Now HKG trying to find a little bit of equilibrium here as the CK attacking line makes it right up to these what do you call them? Spike barriers. So HK defenders trying to defend the spikes for as long as possible. Here comes some barrels from CK. Looks like the initial throws are on the left side. You can see the danger of leaving those spikes up is that you can inadvertently get impaled on them. HKG now flooding the ramp with defenders, trying to body block, and seem to be doing a good job focusing on the barrel carriers. So we're going to see how long can they hold. I think once some of those frontline troops get damaged, they're going to want to focus on rotating back to not lose troops in the larger, so I think some of that, I think if I had some advice for HKG, I'd be, if you're on those front lines and you're surrounded by teammates, it's okay to drop back, heal up, and maintain a little bit of life. But I'll say the majority of them are actually doing that. You can see a very nice effort by HKG to keep the line of scrimmage about halfway up this ramp. More barrels now coming through. The unblockable nature of those throws make them very difficult to contend with. You have to make sure you get out of the way. Nice throws, though, by CK. We have 2 barrels now in scoring position out of the 3. I believe that's, Mistero is playing keeper. You can see he's set up a nice, him and the other engineers have set a nice half circle perimeter. I really like it. And this is when the wall's best, when you have a defensive line in front of the barriers. It gives the attacker something else to think about, but the walls aren't wasted. And now here they're doing their real job, which is preventing the objective carriers from getting to that scoring position. 1 barrel, 2 barrel, 3 barrels now, 4 in scoring position. I believe that was Nildane and maybe Insane Jester, though. As you get those barrels in scoring position, you can see how quickly they can get placed on the objective. Nice job by HKG. I like the effort they put in. The strategy of fighting in front of those barriers was good. Not sure exactly what happened there, but CK staying focused, methodical, and making sure these barrels are getting into scoring position. You can see now probably almost 10 barrels in play for the second half of this stage. Saw their crowbar trying to dodge and weave through the defenders. You can see several of these CK members carrying barrels. Immense manages to get through. Oh, I thought he was going to score as one of the barrels scores. Immense World able to get a second barrel almost to the objective area. It sits there dangerously close. You can see as we focused on that, though, nice job by CK. Should have maybe had a wider angle there as they pushed up those staircases. So these stairs really can limit the effectiveness of these barriers, as the carrier can essentially walk over and place the barrel on the objective, as we saw just there. So CK, as they had that momentum going into the second phase, really committed to playing the objective and make short work of that second phase. As we know, this stage typically is a throwaway stage placeholder. These relics are very difficult to defend. So the best you can hope for is take as much time off the clock as possible. It doesn't make a big difference for the next stage, but it can make a little bit of a difference on the overall time. CK, though, really just continuing to follow that formula of murder ball. They just are going from one area to the other. So HKG, you can see the defenders not afraid to engage. In fact, really nice exchange there by HKG as they're able to target switch and focus on using their numbers advantage to thin out the ranks of the attackers pushing here in this entryway. But just really the way the spawns work over time, the more HKG members that fall, CK will get more attacks on the relics, and it's only a matter of time until we move on to the gate phase. Nice job, though. I think, you know, a moral victory here would be, can HKG continue to win some of these team battles? I think this is their last tune-up here, because the next two stages are all about team fighting. It will be interesting to see what kind of strategy HKG does with the monks if it gets to that last phase. I believe it was last week we saw Gallencart, we saw the monks exit the monastery, which ended up being a tactical mistake. Not only did you not have the beefy monks to defend Phaedrus' tomb, but the way the respawn worked as the monks fell, by the time those players came back, there was already too many attackers on the point. So the monk play really can make a big difference on that last stage. CK now down to needing to destroy one out of these last three relics in the rear here. HKG doing a nice job. Those engineers not going to go down without a fight. Going to buy every second off the clock they can, keeping CK off these final objectives. CK right now, though, seems to be happy, just slowly focusing on the defenders that are engaging. You can see a lot of those defenders sitting in the back, which I guess is good to protect the relics, but what it means is within the field, those who are engaging are going to be at a numbers disadvantage. And now CK, despite a valiant defense by HKG, is going to collapse on that last relic, and we are on to the gate. I'm sorry, the church phase, where you have to destroy the front door of the church, even though that's not exactly obvious from the description. HKG already with the double layer barrier. Nice job. Looks like they might be considering a triple layer. And the banner there out in front for both morale and healing. Fire pots, though, I think we've seen CK really utilize a coordinated fire pot throw on this phase. So we're going to see, can HKG withstand it as the fire pots start to fall? This is what we expected to see from CK. Only 3 so far and not really that effective. You can see another fire pot. I'm not sure if that was a Mason or a Gathian one. Looks like maybe it was a Gathian from Beaker. Shroud, though, not the famous, not to be confused with the small streamer Shroud, but the Chivalry, the famous Chivalry 2 Shroud, leading the charge for CK. HKG, though, nice job. Those barriers able to keep the attackers at bay. It looked as though CK once again slowly, methodically advancing with that murder ball formation. Now the first CK members reaching that triple-decker wall. Not able to do any damage. We're going to see, can some of the CK engineers get in close and start damaging those barriers with those bonus damage weapons. We're going to follow Sheets here as he tries to follow some of the CK knights that are pushing the front. Nice job by HKG, though. You can see they continue to pour defenders into the space in front of those walls. So with 130 left, CK gonna have to group up and really win this team fight. This could be the point where that slight numbers advantage by HKG comes into play. Still 31 versus 26 is no... It's a big difference, but it's not insurmountable. MJ, Holy Armor, you can see CK trying to push the defenders back so they can't necessarily group up in front. That causes that defensive line to flatten out a little bit. Now CK renewing the point of attack close to the point. You can see Soap now using the barriers and that Golden Dag. Wow, nice job by HKG. Lots of damage. Now here comes another engineer trying to get done with the Golden Dag. Sheets with the Golden Dag might be able to damage it. One more shot by Sheets. Oh my God, I thought that he swung. You can see all of the CK members. Finally, Omek getting the last shot. HKG, fantastic job just throwing bodies in front of the objective. I thought they were going to do it. The monks, what happened with the monks? Maybe, did they not switch to monks? All right, so their commitment to fighting up front may have actually cost them a monk. Well, you know, that was a gamble. I can't say I blame them. One monk, though, all that is alive, and it looks like Noble is just not afraid to engage. I don't think this is the best way to use the strength of the monk with that 1v3. Finally does go down. I think the monks should be staying close to the tomb and utilize the numbers advantage. You know, the monks are most effective when there's lots of them, so you can see, I think not having the monks may have hurt now as that first wave of defenders finally is defeated. Here comes CK pouring on the objective. HKG sending defenders frantically trying to stop the bleeding. It looks like they may have actually stopped it with 442, though. They're going to have to heal up, group up, maybe reestablish some control using the barriers. Nice job by HKG, not giving up when it seemed that point might have been lost. 4:20 left to go in the final phase of the first round. HKG, though, really giving a strong fight. You can see the improvement from the last time we saw them, really just mentally staying strong, staying focused. You can see they continue to fight as a unit and are focused on the objective. They're going to have to watch out, though. There's some really sneaky engineers on CK who now have used these barriers. You saw them use the barrier. I believe it was Sheets who used the barrier in the last phase to get unfettered access to damaging the door. That is a risk, again. Looked as though some of the CK attackers trying to flank around the back. Even if they don't do damage to the tomb, it takes the attention away of some of those HKG defenders, leaving the front side more exposed. Really, I would expect to see attacks from the balcony here. Eventually, if this doesn't work, we've seen CK rotate to the other side. We're going to see what they choose to do. Typically, teams, I think, tend to focus on defending this side, but if you can get a good group, especially with a sneak engineer, to move on this left side, it looks as though Poise might be trying to, it looks like another strategy is to use engineer barriers to slow down the reinforcement wave of the defense, forcing them to spend valuable seconds destroying the barriers before they can enter the battle. So Sheets with that golden dag once again trying to get in close, take some defenders away, creating some space on the other side. DC trying to use the length of that Executioner Axe, does some damage to the tomb. See bodies flying onto the point from CK. Didn't look like someone tried to jump on the barrier, but did fall shortly after, was unable to do damage from that point. Looking like there's about 25% health left on the tomb. All it really takes, though, is one of these pushes by the attacking CK clan here to break through, and it will not take a lot of time to take out the remaining health of the tomb. So CK now pushing up front, going to go back to the strategy of attrition. Can they murder ball their way to the point once again? See, they're doing a good job sort of pushing evenly. HKG now manages to break their line, splintering it. CK is forced to sort of group up and fall back a little bit on that left side. Here they come, though, with just a little bit over 1 minute. They realize they're going to have to push close. They need to find the window, though, when they've killed enough defenders to find some space. Here comes these engineers, though. Roberto Calamari getting in there. Balls Mahoney. Omek, strong push. Those barriers doing their job, keeping those weapons from damaging the tomb. Lord Touch Me taking out that barrier from this side. Doopy Game and Mystero, though, using their body to create to plug the hole of the barrier. Shawnee Salami tries to get in there, able to take another barrier down. Immense gets in there with that heavy mace, buys time for Sheets to come in with Sledgehammer. Oh my God, I thought he was going to do some damage. Another strike by the engineers of CK. HKG throwing their bodies on the point. Look at the fire. Anything to prevent themselves. CK members falling, trying to get a shot on the tomb. Anyone trying to land one hit. So many. All it takes is maybe one more shot from engineer. Weapon time runs out, though. And HKG holds on. Phenomenal performance. Wow, throwing their bodies. I thought they might have been at too big of a disadvantage losing those monks, but I think they were so committed to the objective, it does not end up hurting them in the end. Excellent match by CK and HKG. Almost did it. You can see those engineers from CK really putting pressure on until the end. So 1-0 HKG, but an excellent first round. We are going to need a water break after that one, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready for round 2 after this. Round 2 about to get started. We'll see HKG on attack this time. CK on defense. We get to the spectator cam. Will someone get the free kill? Yes! Facetious lie. I can say it. Gets the free kill on my spectator cam. Argon now leading the charge here on the left side for HKG. Pushing their way up to the left side catapult. You can see CK protecting against that strategy I mentioned in round 1. HKG looks like they might be taking a shot at pushing towards those doors. I don't know how long those doors stay open, but they're... I'm sorry, that laugh as that man got impaled, but I don't think it's going to matter now as that next wave of CK defenders pushes in. You can see those doors do close, so HKG thought about pushing it. It didn't make it past the barriers, but you see what this has now done is created the majority of CK to focus on this right side. Oh my god. Victims, these spiked traps have claimed. The siege tower goes up now. I was going to say CK, since they are trapped outside of the door, rotating over almost like a pincer maneuver as the other reinforcement wave from CK arrives from the other side into the point now. The next wave of reinforcements, though, following up for HKG into the left side, so they're going to see, can they win the war of numbers here? Nice job. They separated that defensive unit of CK. MJ Holy Armor trying to survive with Insane Jester. So doing a good job, actually. It looked as though HKG had split up the defensive line of CK, but some of those CK defenders surviving long enough for the reinforcements and that other side of the CK defensive line to end up performing a second pincer. HKG now turning their attention to the other fortification. CK already anticipating this rotation, though, sending enough defenders into the objective. Well, I was going to say, look, I thought for a second they had controlled it, but the red and black banner still flies high. HKG now has some control. I don't know if they see Doopy Game still fighting, manages to win the one-on-one with Lord Touch Me. HKG trying to set up a line of scrimmage here. Okay, so I was going to say there's not a lot of CK members, but that's because you can see HKG attacking on both fronts. So nice job dividing and conquering, attacking both sides. And we are on to the ship phase as HKG will group up and approach the causeway leading to the first ramp heading down to the pier. we'll take a look at the aerial view. I'm lucky enough to have the first drone created in this universe. CK being met by HKG being met by a pretty strong resistance from CK, able to eventually dwindle down the defenders, and you can see now they are pushing what looks like the first ship from both sides. Nice defense, though, by Uncle Drew. Does not see... What is this? Grani able to knock him off of the... whatever you call that part of the ship. Nice walls by CK. Interesting. It looks like they are creating a space for defusing. However, the HKG engineers, Mistero now making short work of the barriers. HKG has now planted the objective. That barrel starts to burn. Nice barriers preventing CK from even getting reinforcements on the ship. So very methodical attack by HKG. Looks as though their number advantage may have grown. I think CK is definitely up for this kind of challenge. But the numbers may be just too great on that first ship. And CK deciding to sort of fall back, maybe conceding the first ship in order to kind of create a little bit of a defensive line here on the second ship. So last few defenders maybe buying some time. You can see 17 fighting alongside Koi's as they're trying to do some damage to some of the attackers coming from the first ship to the second ship. They eventually both go down, though, and now here comes the attack of HKG using that left gangplank to create a foothold. Ghosty looked like he might have gone for a lighting of the objective. Quintero now defending up top. Roberto Calamari also making sure that no one able to use that top area. Nice spike trap. Rotating around. It's a very nice job. Manages to avoid that fire pot. HKG Zunel trying to create a little bit of space, maybe for someone to light the bomb yet again. Grubbs takes a fire pot, but able to light it. Didn't see... no one on CK seemed to see him as he's ducking. Nice job, though. Look at all the fire pots, though, pushing the attackers off the objective. I don't know if that was... I don't know who that was. Maybe that was Shroud who gets the defuse. Your fellow Moth, though, right there to light the point again. Every time this objective is lit, we're going to see a shorter and shorter fuse. This thing should blow up shortly here. CK trying to cast a wide net as they attack, maybe trying to sneak someone in to get a defuse. However, it doesn't look as though that's going to be possible. CK now falling back to the next phase. HKG rolling on all cylinders as they destroy the second ship. Pick a few players in the action, try and follow as Grizzly. Oh, wow, look at all of the barrels. I think maybe everyone on HKG may have grabbed a barrel. Grizzly trying to do his part with that Warhammer. Trying to create a little bit of space. Now picks up another barrel, decides to throw it. You can see so many barrels now as another wave. I think this is good. I would like to see them throw them repeatedly and create almost like a unblockable wall here. So you see one or two barrel throws, but then CK managing to dodge most of them and continue to control the line of scrimmage here. But wow, how many barrels? This is the most barrels I think I've ever seen on this objective. They have to be careful though. Every time they pick a new one, there is a maximum number of barrels that can spawn. So you can see a lot of them now despawning as perhaps HKG continues to pick up more barrels. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it looks as though that they're on just sort of a timer. So interesting. I thought they'd be there longer, but I do feel like the more barrels are on the field, the quicker they disappear. But that could be wrong. Just what it seems like to me now. After a lot of those despawn, you can see HKG down to about 2 barrels. They're going to have to maybe try that strategy again. I don't think it was a bad one. I just think they might have been benefited from continuously throwing those barrels. HKG now pushing forward. You can see a couple of barrels now getting closer to scoring position. It's as though they're just okay with throwing it. Whoever is then closer now. Here we have a barrel in scoring position. Johnny Salami, some of the other CK members trying to create this perimeter here, defending access to the barrel. Wow, 1 scores though. You can see as they defended some of those barrels on the ground, here comes the next wave of barrels by HKG. Nice job by CK. They continue to hold the space here right in front. It's going to make it a little bit difficult for some of these HKG members to pick it up. Grubbs trying to take the attention of these last line defenders. You see some of the space is created, but look at all those fire pots causing all of these barrels and bodies to rack up and pile up here. 1 has been scored. You can see several of these barrels in scoring position. HKG now renewing their barrel throw attack. They really just need to kind of win this team fight here, and then someone should be able to grab them. You can see several of the CK defenders bloodied, but not broken. 53 seconds, HKG very close. Nice job. See, that's what I'm talking about. Use the unblockable nature of these barrels now. You got to follow up. Someone's going to have to pick it up. I think Malbec able to pick up one of the barrels. Crip able to follow up with the third one. So nice job focusing on that second wave barrel throw that created enough space for the HKG team to be able to secure that. With time running out, their work will be cut out for them. You can see nice job once again focusing on this high number of, this is what I like to see. Now here we go. Keep throwing those barrels, boys. That's right. The defensive line will have no choice but to back up. That's the one thing you got to worry about, though. These people dropping in with these flanks. Nice job by CK dropping in between the barrels and the offensive line here as they push up. Now we're going to see how long it takes for some of these barrels to start to despawn. I think this next wave, they're going to want to pick them up, maybe refresh them, and then get another barrel throw wave. Here we go. There we go. Nice job. That's what we like to see. Excellent job. Nice strategy. You can see the defenders falling behind the might of these massive barrels. CK, though, fighting through it, comfortable, taking some damage. See, pushing their body using those really long two-handed weapons. I see lots of executioner axes. I see, you can see the pole axe. You can see spears, one-hand spear, two-hand spear. So really using that range, doing a good job keeping that barrel throw line at bay. So it looked as though the momentum was there, but CK really pushing through. We're going to see what kind of commitment can HKG keep to these barrels as the next wave of fire pots go through. I think this is something they're going to have to take note of. I think They're going to have to now get through. I think as these fire pots dissipate, we shouldn't see too many more fire pots unless they're really coordinating their fire pot throws, which is possible. Shawnee Salami trying to be the anchor of the defense here. Really engaging against the offensive line. Lots of barrels now in scoring position. We may need to see one more group throw here. I think there's only about 4. Oh, yeah, 2 of them. Oh, no, one of them disappeared. So 3 barrels in play here, and some of these HKG members are going to have to pick them up or bring new ones as we are down to about 45 seconds. Time running out. So here we go once again, a new wave of barrels. We're going to need some clutch objective play here by HKG. Nice try by HKG runners as they get closer. 1 barrel in scoring position, 22 seconds. We're going to need some sort of miracle here. Oh, nice try. Who was that? HKG Coco trying to make it through with 9 seconds. I do think time is going to run out. HKG doing a good job with that barrel scratch, just couldn't follow up. Hats off to CK. They were able to push through it. You saw the usage of those two-handed weapons really doing a good job preventing HKG from making through what is arguably the most difficult test for the offense. That can be tricky just because of how low the clock is. So nice job by CK tightening up there when they needed to, and I think that team fighting advantage, I think, comes into play at that critical second phase. So nice job. 1-1. I think we may have a brief intermission here while we get their server set up for a run home. So get your snacks, get your drinks, go use the bathroom. Now's the time to take a break. We'll be right back for rounds 3 and 4.
Nights clashing in the night, armor gleaming under moonlight, blades flashing in the fierce fight, blood red as a Valkyrie's cry. Steel clashes and the earth shakes, and war drums pound as courage wakes.
Velvet Hammer 56 said 1-1.
And history makes fight night, rise in the battle. Clans collide with mighty rattle. Swords up high, hear the steel prattle. Zero fear, we ride like cattle. Charge forward, no retreat. Rivers flow with victory.
Stream Elements
Not one step
said
back on these
Moist T. Eckerdal just subscribed for 40 months in a row. Pod champ.
Turtle.
night, rise in a battle. Clans collide with mighty rattle. Swords up high, hear the steel prattle. Zero fear, we ride like cattle. Under skies with shattered stars, battlefields
Moist
like
T. Eckerdal
ancient scars.
said,
If we fall,
"One more month, I'm Dirk
we'll
Nowitzki."
bars. Straight to legends and their jars.
Go.
Moist T. Eckerdal said, "Man, when you gone stream Arc Raiders." Moist T.
Moist
Eckerdal
turtle hit that subscribe
said,
button,
Hold
now
on,
fly
Velvet,
I see
button,
you
now
on
we're
all
in
the
for a
time.
ride. Set the Saiyan to overdrive. Watch me turn the stream inside out, inside out, inside. I'm a sub coming in. Don't you dare understand low boss pit these bars so hot. Those subs coming in. I'm the velvet in the cone, and again and again and again. Voice made them, now I'm on the loose. Watch me break this chat with my sass and my juice.
Thank you, Turtle, for the sub. That was Velvet's personal rap to you. Yeah, I've had some. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I've been losing the game of IRL, so I haven't streamed as much. But I'm hoping to get back on some sort of schedule soon. But yeah, I try to play from time to time. I'm a raider. I'm an arc raider. Where the heck is the server? Am I tripping? Am I tripping right now, people? What's going on with me, dude? Alright, sorry, I needed to pause for Velvet's rap.
Steel clashes and the earth shakes. The war drums pound as courage wakes. Dark hills echo with heart stakes.
Am I smoking crack? Like, what the heck? What? Am I blind? I mean, I am blind, but what?
Rise in the battle.
What's going on?
Collide with mighty rattle. Swords up high, hear the steel prattle. Zero fear, we ride like cattle. Charge forward, no retreat. Rivers flow with victories.
Alright.
Not one step back on these feet. Glory calls in each heartbeat. Under skies with shattered stars. Battle feels like ancient scars. If we fall with bars. Straight to legends and their jars. Under skies with shattered stars. Battle feels like ancient scars. If we fall with bars.
Alright, thank you to the Friday Night Fights band. That's another banger. You're the most talented artificial intelligence ever. Alright, so I believe round 3 and 4 will be on Rudehelm, one of the... I'd say we see that pretty often. I think, the gatehouse on phase 2 can definitely trip up an offense. So we'll see how that goes. Phone call there. Anyway, we're going to see now here who will be on attack, who will be on defense. Like I was saying, the gatehouse can be a challenge for the offense. Oh my god. Alright, nothing like getting a call from your wife that says she may have lost your credit card. So, there's that. But we don't care about that. We care about round 3 about to get started of Rudehelm, HKG versus CK. It is 1-1. HKG is fighting with a few more players. However, I think this is the right amount for what we've seen to be two very competitive matches. We saw a excellent defense by HKG in round 1 on Phaedron's Tomb, And then we just saw round 2 CK with the impressive hold on the second half of the gate phase where you have to bomb the gate. So we're going to see here who's on this. I want to make sure my camera is close. Looks as though HKG will be defending first. Now it does look as though maybe the teams have somehow switched. Oh wait, I think some of the HKG members may still need to switch there. That makes a little bit more sense here. So we're going to see what kind of strategy does CK employ. I think we're going to have to see what kind of dependence do they use the catapults for. We know that the catapults can be deadly in the arms of some of these CK members. I believe we've seen DC in the past. Let's see what this is. Yep, DC has definitely manned the catapult in matches. Some momentum again, plenty of time on the clock as, oh wow, DC with a slight adjustment maybe needed as he takes out Shroud. However, the kill cam, you can see blue on blue on blue as many of the defenders are falling. CK now rotating their reinforcements from the left to the right, trying to continue pushing. It looks as though that left side may also have some momentum. So HKG sending defense, maybe taking advantage of their slight numbers advantage to try to divide and conquer like they did earlier. See, can that catapult find its range again? HKG fighting in tight with CK, so if they get hit by that catapult, it's going to take out some friendlies as well. Yep, there we go. But it doesn't matter as there's only 3 CK members left. We're going to rotate over, check out the action on this other side. It looks like there is a foothold here. You can see 2 of the banners now creating a little bit of aura here for the attackers. One of the banners goes down, but you can see there is a perimeter now being formed by CK. They have secured this left side of the siege tower. I don't know if HKG is going to get enough people on the point. Nope, the left side siege tower now reaching the wall. We're going to see how quickly can HKG get defenders on the gatehouse. This will be a tough test for CK, being down about with 5 players. However, if they can get on the run with some of these kills, we continue to see the kill advantage at about 110, doubling the kills on offense. So we're going to see here, can HKG mount enough with defense to maintain numbers? CK looks as though they have grouped up on this right side. We're going to follow the action here. Yeah, I think Balls Mahoney looks just like Shawnee Salami. So I almost call them each other. Their faces are very similar looking. Insane Jester now pushing this right side flank. HKG trying to bend, not break. No choice but to fall back to the gatehouse. CK, this is exactly what they want, though, as they get to the second floor, securing this ammo and health crates. You can see now they are going to want to retain control. HKG trying to get more players on the point. Let's see if we can fix our camera speed. There we go. HKG going to send people, try to get numbers on the point, maybe stop the bleeding. You can see red and black once again as the gatehouse gets back into defensive control. Short-lived, though, as I think you can see the defenders continue to bear the brunt of the kill ratio. Honeybun trying to break the streak. Zunal Zephyz getting 3 kills on the board. Chronicle, okay, so maybe some of the momentum going back on the Mason side of HKG. You can see continuing several kills for the Masons. Can they continue to get people on the point, maybe get some of this progress back from the board? Looks like they have cleared the majority of the CK attackers from the second floor of this one gatehouse. Let's go check on the other side. 17, the last member of the force here. Beaker asking, do they start drinking? Answers his own question. Yes, it is a Friday, Beaker. It is allowed. Chivalry 2 is meant to be enjoyed with a frosty ale. HKG sensing that this push could be what CK needs to take the point, trying to rally enough of the defense, although it looks as though, as you can see, several kills on the kill feed for the Agathians. CK looks as though they may have secured this gatehouse. Yep, there it is. So first challenge overcome by CK. You can see despite the numbers disadvantage, they've really been effective at fighting as a team. I think that's what you want to do, because all you need to do is win that one group fight. They won essentially 2 group fights and managed to take the point. That's just how it goes, though, at the gatehouse. So nice job by HKG with that momentary reclamation of the gatehouse, but even better job by CK as they were able to rally that second time. And we are on to the 10th. Similar to the relics on Gallant Court, this is a throwaway objective placeholder. This really just buys a little bit of time for the defenders to try to get some sort of defense set up. We're going to see here, it looks like they're a little bit odd in disarray, maybe a bit focused on this left side. The 10s go down very, very quickly. We're going to see now, can CK start separating these siege ramps, which is going to require HKG to start making some decisions. So Revenge and Koi's getting the left side. Siege ramp moving. It's going to require HKG to spend a little bit of manpower to stop this siege ramp. But you can see the majority of the CK force on this right side. MJ Holy Armor bloodied, but manning the siege ramp might be going to get a advantage or two. Quintero, Immense World, Omek leading the charge. DC on this right side. He's joined by Shroud and Sanctus. Nice job by CK. Just really, this is one of those team fight situations. So HKG had no choice but to dedicate some of their manpower left side. Looks as though they may have stopped this siege ramp, but they're going to have to rotate over here, see if they can stop the momentum on the other ramp. Sun God using the Golden Bag as for the first key, maybe a Raider. So, oh, ouch. That thing looks very deadly. The Sun God just almost, it's almost like he's so dirty they don't see him. Got some of that medieval camo, Special Forces camo, ashes from being burnt by a fire pot. Somehow taking more damage from his team than the enemy. So Sun God might have no choice but to abandon the Golden Dog. Yeah, picks up what appears to be maybe a poleaxe. Is taken down by his teammate. May want to think about getting a heal. Those teammates are a little bit deadly. He takes another shot. Finally pulls out his horn. Healing himself, presumably, and several teammates. HKG, though, really forming up a strong defensive line here. MJ Holy Armor and Nildane trying to break up this defensive line. Dividing and conquering. He takes some hits, but it buys enough time there for that left side to finish off those defenders. And now this right side has this 5-on-1 advantage. It's going to be very difficult now. HKG going to have to muster several defenders to stop the momentum of this right side siege rate.
Moist T. Agradal said, that right cart dangerous for this map.
The right cart is indeed dangerous, Turtle. I think especially, you see in public servers a lot. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's maybe the way the defense respawns, but I typically see this right side progress a lot farther. I think HKG doing a good job. I think one of the things we've learned in the past, which may be a moot point, is that when that second cart is too far behind, your respawn will be aligned with the cart that, or with the siege ramp that is the farthest back. However, as the left side is now surpassed the right side, I think HKG having no choice but to now transition back to the right side from their perspective and stop the momentum. This can be, if HKG able to secure this location, this is the one part of the map where you can actually control both ramps, but not looking like that's in the cards for HKG, as CK has a lot of momentum now on this left side part. HKG defenders trying to get a flanking maneuver. We have a nice 1v1 between Immense and Zephiz. Both very talented duelers from my perspective, I guess, my experience is what I was looking for. Definitely been killed by both of them. Here we go now, though. CK able to sort of bide their time. They realize they have plenty of time on the clock. Both of those ramps in scoring position. So even if it looks like HKG might have slowed them up temporarily, but it looks as though maybe CK just sort of paused, took a breath, and now is pushing both ramps at the same time. So that broad formation able to keep the momentum. HKG kind of fighting the line as opposed to fighting around the objective. So CK, nice job, whether that was by design or just the natural flow of the game. Very nice job taking the siege ramps with that wide approach. Now the courtyard, of course, the next area where the numbers advantage by HKG can come into play. They really need to focus on maintaining. We're going to do the drone shot as we take a look at the boundary being that raised circle around the gallows. CK taking a wide attack pattern still as they try to consume half of the circle. This actually worked really well. I think what the main strength, I think, that HKG, or the advantage they had, was maybe grouping up, but that broad, kind of wide attack caused them to disperse. I'm not sure how CK still has control of the point. However, it must be very close. You can see a lot of HKG defenders still anchoring that center gallows, but I don't think they just didn't get enough kills on the offense there, as now the center defenders are starting to fall. Michael taking out Rabbit with the ballista on that gallows. So ballista claiming another victim as Mad Lad gets thrown off the objective and slain. You see the victims of the ballista here. Brutal way to go. HKG manages to rally back around the gallows. They have taken control of the objective, but a little bit of shock and awe here by CK as they have managed to really control the type of pace of this fight. So I think, again, they've managed to sort of take away the advantage, the numbers advantage, by fighting sort of in this sort of broader attack pattern. I think it allows them to use some of their skill sets around team fighting, that small team fighting, to sort of continue to lead the way in kills. We're going to look at the last stage here. Brutal difference, as we have about a 340 difference in kills. So HKG looking like they're trying to instill some sort of strategy. Just CK, I think, doing some of the little things better that's really allowing them to win these team fights. So let's see who is the king, the heir here. Is it going to be Honeybun? Yes, Honeybun. Looking like a little bit nervous here. Kind of wandering here. Nice banner. You know, no damage done to the air yet, so the banner might have been a little premature. However, it doesn't hurt. It's good positioning. Should be protected from I don't know if Larcer. I don't see Larcer today, so maybe you're not going to have to worry about that siege crossbow if you're HKG, but we know we've seen CK use the siege crossbow effectively against some of these banners and arrows. CK, though, now collapsing on this main causeway. Honeybun, surrounded by fire, and the Agathians might have no choice but to abandon that position, surrounded by Agathians. So I don't think the rest of the team got the memo. Luckily falls back into a defensive line, takes another fire pot though. Gonna have to get some heals. Does get tackled by Uncle Drew. One shot is all the attackers need Who will get it? Honeybun trying to defend. Gets surrounded by CK. Finally a banner up. Going to do a little bit of healing to the air. HKG now throwing their bodies in front of the air as any good warrior should for their liege. Honeybun maybe thinking about pushing back to the location that they started. I don't know. I guess that's good. I mean, both of those banners were up, though. So, yep, that banner is now down. So you may have limited the effectiveness of those two banners. I think that is the key to keep that air healed. So we're going to see where is standing. So the air surrounded by fire, doing a good job avoiding additional damage. We're going to have to... Oh, no! Whew, I thought I spoke too soon. His teammates, though, somehow, I thought they were going to block it with the fire. Finally catches on fire. That could have been a lot worse, though. Has to deal with CK Revenge. Good job by HKG getting a lot of bodyguards on the air. Air doing a good job staying focused, not taking unnecessary damage. Focusing on defense first. The rest of the team seems to be controlling the space at his flank. These fire pots are brutal, though. Air at about 50%. Okay, here we go. A couple more banners set up. I think the air is in range. I don't know if he's standing in range of those. Okay, there we go. He's waiting for the fire to die down. So nice job by Honeybun to stay alive. I wasn't sure if that was going to be a tactical mistake, dropping down and then actually going back up, but that might be the kind of motion you need to stay ahead of this CK line of attack. CK once again crashing on these barriers. The air really maximum heals by those banners. I think the big difference right now, Honey's been doing a great job for the most part, takes a fire pot there, but is not taking as much damage as CK would like. Rotating over, might have got stuck on the gate though, taking fire damage. Oh, I thought Honeybun was gonna fall. So takes a shot from Revenge. Here comes CK. They're about to throw their lives. Honeybun, knowing there's not enough time to be called out of bounds by the timer, falls back to the reinforcement wave. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, takes a shot. Nice job by Honeybun to hold out for the victory. That was very nice job. I thought CK had Honeybun trapped several times with those fire pots. Nice job. Very nice job.
CK choked that.
Yeah, I mean that was tough. I think that was very close. I think I'm going to give props to Honeybun for that motion. I mean, that motion to avoid the fire pots. I think tactically speaking, CK did what CK wanted to do. But a couple times when HKG needed to rally, you saw how close to death the air was when he was down by the throne. But just HKG throwing bodies and banners around the air. Very nice job. HKG 2, CK 1. We are going on to round 4. Last chance to get your drinks. Last chance to get your snacks. Last chance to put on those warm, fuzzy PJs. We will be right back for round 4.
Go forth and quash this pathetic rebellion.
Well, guys, excited to give us the double. All right, so for round 4, of course, the teams will switch sides. CK now on defense. HKG on attack. This will really be a interesting battle as the player difference up to 7 now. Still excellent matches. Again, hats off to CK for agreeing to play man down. I think they just wanted a good match, so I think this has really lived up to the potential here. And we're going to see what happens in round 4. HKG preferring to play in the Agathian blue. So this may be what they want. King Argon, of course, the leader of Agatha, as well as HKG. So the lores playing out here. Gonna follow here. Now HKG feeling confident in their numbers advantage. You see that right side siege tower pretty much serving as a multi-layer club. I'm sure it's 80s on the upstairs, probably techno downstairs, maybe hip-hop on the penthouse. I don't know. But HKG now going to have to stop dancing and start fighting as Balls Mahoney, loses an arm. And then a head. Ouch. But Holy Armor and Lord Touch Me backing up, trying to dislodge the HKG attackers and dancers from the 80s floor. So this seems to be HKG's siege tower still with 747. It's almost a race between the right and left side. We're going to see here very, very close, neck and neck. So right now, HKG having their way. The dance party continues on the second floor. Don't stop believing. We're going to pivot over here to the left side, and we're going to see what's happening. Wow, HKG managing to control the top floor. MJ Holy Armor switches from the one siege tower to the other. Goes down swinging once again. So CK, you can see, when they are managed to group up, they get the kills, but HKG managing to really secure a comfortable control of that top floor of both the siege towers. So Sanctus versus Guts. Omek finishing that quickly, turning the 1v1 to 2v1. CK now finally controlling this siege tower on the right side from the attacker perspective. HKG sending another wave of reinforcements. Want to see, can they re-establish control of the dance party siege tower? We're going to move over to the more boring left side siege tower. Oh, wow. Sync able to take out Zambo. Revenge taking out Argon with the catapults. Wait a minute. Catapults? Oh, okay, now I'm not crazy, yeah. So CK actually taking control of the right side catapults. Looked as though maybe caught some of the attackers by surprise. But HKG undeterred, focusing now on the left side siege tower as it now reaches the wall with just over 5 minutes. So nice job by HKG, utilizing that numbers advantage to really maintain control of the upper floors of those siege towers. Honeybun and Galdor making short work of the initial line of defenders here. Gonna follow the action as they enter the gatehouse. CK gonna want to hold back the push. Can they keep HKG from controlling the second floor? HKG now seems to have, nope, spoke too soon. They controlled the point for a second. The flag going back to the Mason red and black. This looks like a pretty good push here by HKG, though they've created a little bit of a foothold. There goes a banner now to begin the healing process. CK, though, pesky in these upper gatehouse, does not want to give up access to the heal and ammo station. Barriers now going up to continue to deny access. See Grubbs trying to get through, gets hung up on those barriers. Same thing happening on the other side, allowing the CK defenders to collapse on those stairs. And the Agathians paying a high price trying to reestablish control of the second floor. So you can see the second floor can be a key to victory here in the numbers game, and especially with the access to the heals. So CK using that experience and strategy to compensate for that numbers difference. Follow the action inside the gatehouse. We're going to follow Krita here in the heart of the defense on the second floor of this gatehouse. Looks like he's going to rotate over to the other side. Nice rotation here by CK, making sure that the Agathians can't get too many warriors on the second floor. So Krita rotating over, that hammer doing massive damage to the Knights. Good job, good blocks there, but you have to worry about that Warhammer if you're a Knight or a Man-at-Arms because of that blunt weapon bonus damage. So Krita now rotating back over. We're going to switch over to someone on attack here. Undead Dirge in the middle area between both the gatehouses. Just can't get a break as the CK defenders surround Dirge and now have continued to maintain control. Guts in there with that one-handed spear, trying to create a little bit of space for his teammates. Oh, doesn't see the attack from the staircase. He gets over that shield. Switch back over to the defensive perspective. Insane Jester rocking that cavalry sword and medium shield. So the range of that cavalry sword can be really deceptive for a one-handed weapon. The HKG attackers are going to have to really try to group up here. I think right now maybe feeling the pressure of the time trickling. Already 25% progress in the attacker's favor, but CK, you can see, continue to do an outstanding job denying access to that second floor. Michael with an invisible something. Montero flanking with that Danax. Danax's speed and the range of those, oh wow, this range of those slashes can really be an advantage. Argyle now trying to lead by example, using the falchion and medium shield. Tries to take advantage of the 3-on-1, but excellent job by CK. Takes out Argon before falling. You can see those kills on the kill feed heavily favoring the Mason team, though. We take a quick look at the kill feed. About 120 kills advantage for the defenders. So nice job by CK sticking to their strategy and maintaining control of that second floor gatehouse. Check out Immense again, choosing to use the added mobility that putting the shield on his back provides, going with the one-handed weapon with increased jab potential. Drops down, may have walked into a bad situation, somehow survives. Oh, spoke too soon. Nice drag by that Warax Grubs, taking out Immense. However, one of the only blue kills in a field of red. 34 seconds, things are not looking good for the attacking team. And it looks as though CK once again may show that their tactics on defense are too great for even a numbers advantage to overcome. So that will do it. Game 4 in the books. 2-2 the final score. CK once again showing
Velvet
their
Hammer
talents
56.
on the
2-2.
defensive side. Excellent job on both Galencourt and Rudehelm. That will do it for another episode of Friday Night Fights. Thank you to CK. Thank you to HKG for putting on a great show. Appreciate all of you stopping by, checking it out. I am going to end the stream here, upload the video. But once again, appreciate all the support. Hope you enjoyed this episode. I thought they put on a good performance. We should potentially be back next week on the 20th.
By Velveeta.
I can't remember. I don't know. My memory's bad. I'm old. But anyway, thanks again. Thank you, Turtle. Appreciate you. Turtle, we'll play some Arc Raiders soon, my man. I know I haven't been streaming it, but just let me know whenever you're on. I do like playing. Although I am John Lennon.
Moist T. Eckerdal.
Anyway, all right, y'all.
Yeah.
We're going to fire up the Friday Night Fights bands, and I will see you next week on Friday Night Fights.
Brave hearts fueled by ancient might, knights give the crowd their sight. Steel sings with a thunderous roar, each strike and the crowd wants more. Honor bound on the blood-soaked floor, holding fast to legends core. Fight night, reach your swords up high. Fight night, reach for the sky. Battle cries, pierce through the night. Fight night, live and die. Banner waves and shields collide, heroes rise and enemies hide. Destiny in the sparks they ride, warriors on a fateful tide.